Human love pales in comparison to God's. And I do know that, and I'm a firm believer that he is being loved more than he ever was as a mortal now that he's in heaven and he's hanging out with the man upstairs. I've had a very tough year, man. I cry a lot. Ooh. So it's gonna be a hard one, man. We made it back. Crazy. It's been a year to the day since Buddha passed away. Still processing, man. I'm still trying to learn life after loss. And I don't know if I'm doing a great job at it, to be honest. Life has been odd. It's been so up and down that I can't even process. I can't tell you how this much time is going by so fast. Although a year is not long, every day feels like a year and every year feels like a day. Grief is a very, very treacherous friend to accompany you. It's equal parts peaceful and painful, supportive, stressful. I don't even know what the heck grief is anymore because I've gone through loss my entire life, but I've been stuck. I'm talking stuck for 12 months now. I'm completely numb. I cry a lot. I cried this morning, cried last night, just thinking about it. A million tears, yo. I still don't understand what I'm dealing with, yo. And it's crazy because I've gotten to a point where I'm even having a hard time expressing to the people that I care about, to the people I love. And it's very weird for me. I've always been an open book. I wear my heart on my sleeve. You know, I wear my scars proudly. Though this is different. I think anybody that's dealing with anything along these lines, you have to give yourself grace, yo, and you have to give yourself patience. It's okay to not be okay. Don't think that you have to have it all figured out because you're not going to. Yo, every day I wake up, I look around, I'm extremely grateful. All these trees around me, nature, I need it. I need it for my life. But many days I feel nothing, yo. Indifferent, apathetic. Deep down inside, I feel a lot, and I'm very passionate still, but it doesn't come out, it doesn't manifest. I feel stuck, I feel stagnated. Even things I do now take more time. It's almost as if I'm always in a state of paralysis. So even if I'm just going to Target to go buy some washcloths or something, I'll be in the car for 20 minutes after that, just there, doing nothing, just there. It's weird, man, it's real weird. But there's some changes I've noticed within myself over the past year. One, I'm way less attentive. I don't communicate with my family like I think I should, like I used to, and like I would expect myself to, or like I would want to. I don't call my grandma like I need to. I don't even call my mom like I need to, because every time we talk, she makes a comment about, yo, I ain't talked to Curdy in mad long. And I feel bad, bro. But I know I'm in my journey, so I can't discount that. But I have less patience now. I think I'm even more indifferent to things. I think that I have a higher propensity to invest in short-term relationships as opposed to long-term ones because I'd rather keep them at arm's length because, well, as I'm concerned, they're going to end anyway. I'm not really here for the long haul. I think it's just years going on too, man. I've become way more disconnected from petty things, and I was never into small little things, but I mean, even when people invite me out to certain places, I don't care to be there. A lot of y'all know I'm sober. I don't drink alcohol. And I'm actually going on, 4 years of complete sobriety. I don't even care to be in spaces where that's going to be present because the energy it brings, the kinds of conversations that I had, the kinds of people who frequent those establishments, I don't really want to be around much. I kind of want to simplify everything because I just really want to appreciate every moment of my life and be fully present for what I can be present for. Because this grief has effed me up, yo. Time ain't time anymore. Emotion's not emotion anymore, and expression's not expression anymore. Everything is different now. You don't outgrow your grief. It doesn't go away. You just grow around it. You grow with it. And at some point, you grow bigger and bigger, and the grief kind of stays the same, but it shows up differently. One thing I've learned is that we don't choose grief. It shows up how it wants, when it wants to rear its head, when it wants to be quiet, when it wants to chill, when it wants to be destructive, when it wants to tear you down, when it wants to build you up. That's just how it grows. And so being a year, I mean, there's been so many things that have happened with the family over the past year that I'm not proud of or happy about. I mean, there's been some back and forth between our side of the siblings and the other side, which we didn't initiate, had no interest in. It's not everybody on either side, but it was too much for my liking because at the end of the day, we're only here to appreciate and love our brother. I truthfully don't even have much to say on these situations. I just truly do miss him a lot. A terrible amount. Every day I think about it, I wake up and it doesn't feel real, and I look at his picture on my fridge, and I look at our old messages, and I look at our old Instagram DMs and some videos and pictures, and I just reminisce. And I didn't know that the time was coming to an end. The last time I saw him was in Georgia when Caleb had his graduation from Kennesaw. Everything was cool. My guy was my guy, you know. He had me trying to get lit on the hookah. I'm not a hookah guy, yo. Side note, I tried to smoke the hookah. I was terrible, bro. I'm over here And then when I finally got it figured out, I couldn't get the little O's to come out, the little all in my throat, pause. It was a lot going on. I'm not a hookah guy, but Buddha, you know what I mean? He was a hookah guy, he was lit. But it was nothing better than being around my brothers, man, and just having that bonding time, that time filled with love and appreciation and celebration. And then my Uncle Mark was with us too, who's a brother to us as well. It was just love, man. It was all family, yo. You know, it's crazy, since then, we've had more developments in our family, and y'all know I come from a large family. I have a bunch of siblings, all from my pops. But I got a bunch of siblings, a bunch of different moms, but we all love each other deeply. And recently we just found out we have another sister who's 25. Her name's Caroline. She lives like 3 hours away from where I do. When I'm in Ohio, she's in, I believe, Indiana. Her and I potentially are going to meet up this weekend, which is a crazy timing thing. It seems kind of serendipitous. It seems like a bit of kismet or fate or destiny. I don't know. But Buddha transitions, and now we get Caroline. I've talked to her about Buddha, and I wish that they could have met each other, because Buddha was so filled with love and light. He still is filled with love and light, right? He's not here in the physical, but I still feel him every day. And if y'all talk to any of us, you're talking to him too, you know? You see me, you're seeing my brother, because I am my brother, and vice versa. I think of the Styles P song called My Brother, right? One of my favorite commemoration songs ever. There's my brother. I can smile because I know he's right next to Allah, right next to the prophets and the soldiers that died, and all the angels in the heaven that behold in the sky. So you're happy on one hand, right? He's moved into a place of peace, but then there's my brother. I can cry, can't hug him no more, but my tears go to heaven, and I know that nigga feel me. But the good thing is he ain't got to worry no more. There's my brother. And for all my friends I've lost, I deal with a lot of survivor's guilt. I feel guilty many days when good things happen for me that I've worked my behind off for. I grind, I hustle, I put in work, I put faith in God, I help people out, I try to support and pay it forward. But dog, everybody I was raised with, for the most part, they're gone. They're gone. When Marcus passed in 2016, I thought it was the worst day of my life, and still is top 3 worst days of my life. And I didn't think it could get heavier. And then last year, Buddha passes, and it got so much heavier. I said in my video a year ago, and I filmed that video just so y'all know, the day he passed, I went home from work, I found out at work, cried my eyes out, talked to my team, y'all know something just happened, I'm out for the day. Went home, cried my eyes out, took a long nap, and then from there, I turned my camera on, I just started filming and talking. I didn't know what I was gonna say, I just started talking to the camera like I'm doing now. The day he passed, yeah. But my message hasn't changed. I do hope y'all appreciate life. December 5th, I'll be 30. Now, 3 decades, when you're a child, when you're 15, it seems like it's old, right? You think 30, oh, you 30, you older. Yo, get some years under your belt, you're gonna realize how much of a blessing it is. So on one hand, 30, you realize how young it is. Dog, my mom at 27 had 4 kids by herself, boom, boom, boom. Dog, I got a cat and can't halfway keep him off the counter, let alone raising 4 kids. But cool, I'm 30, right? I'm almost 30. How grateful you must be for life and for every moment. And I've always had that mindset, but yo, 3 decades, man, when I've lost friends when I was 15, 8, 12, 14, 21. I mean, dog, I've lost friends at all types of ages, and to make it to 30, man, to make it to here today, I'm celebrating, yo. I've had a very tough year, man. I cry a lot. I've never thought crying was weak, yo. I need that release. I need that expression. Otherwise, I'm not able to live my fullest life. But there's been a lot of heavy days, a lot of crying. In the midst of me trying to figure out how to navigate grief and life after loss, I've also had people attack me, or attack my character, or make up things about me, or accuse me of things that had not been true at all. But they paint me in a bad light and try to tarnish my character and my name and my reputation, and that's been extremely hurtful. I don't take it personal, because I know who I am, I know who God made me to be, and I know what I stand on and how I govern my life, how I conduct myself. But it's not any less hurtful, because all you're trying to do is just be a human that's doing his best. Something else I've been reminded of is that we're nothing. Human beings, we're nothing. We are so egotistical. We think we own more than we do, and we think we're God. We play God every day. And this may seem trivial to y'all, but I truthfully think about this example of the circle of life. And it's not just because I'm a Disney fan, not just because I share a birthday with Walt Disney, because I do, know what that means, but that's not why. If I destroy a beehive outside my crib because my wife is allergic to bees, to my wife, to my family, I'm a hero. To the bees, I'm a mass murderer, and I've committed genocide. Now, you may say, okay, well, it's a bee, it's a bug. Why does a bug matter? You matter more than a bug. And my question is, do I? I don't think so. Have I killed bugs? Do I live my life walking around as if humans have some type of authority when it comes to the cosmos and God and spirituality? Yeah, I live my life. I'm a human. I got an ego too. I'm a part of it, right? Capitalism and destroying of trees and plants. I'm a part of all of it, pollution, but I do think consciously about the fact that I will return to the earth one day. That's not lost on me, bro. Who decides whose life is more valuable, mine or the bees? Do I decide that? Because I'm not God. But God said, as you do to the least of mine, you do to the best of mine. And he said that those in last will be first. And I don't just look at that as a human being thing. There are animals and organisms that have lasted longer than we have. They've been here before we were. They're still here. They're going to be here after we leave the earth, because we're destroying everything we built as a people and as a population. I don't think we're the ultimate authority on whose life matters more. And the way we hate each other, the way we kill each other, the way we harm each other and hurt each other actively and intentionally just because we have pride and we're wronged in certain ways, or we're upset, or we're angry, or we have turf wars, or whatever it is, the stuff we fight and destroy each other over, it's extremely petty, and God must be disgusted that we don't appreciate and value and cherish life. And the fact that we don't, when you can be gone tomorrow. Buddha was 26, young, man, whole life planned ahead of him. We don't know, yo. You don't know when your time is up. It is your job to live the best you can while you're here. And you know what your job is? I've said this time and time again, yo. We're here to do nothing but be vessels to spread God's love, make the world better, make the world brighter, make the world more colorful by sharing the gifts you were given with the world. That's your job, nothing else. What are we arguing for? What are we beefing for? What are we wasting time for? I'm not saying every moment you gotta be hustle, grind, because rest is sacred. And I'm learning that myself. I'm learning how to rest now. I'm trying. I ain't figured it out yet, but I'm trying to learn how to appreciate rest and time and just chilling. If I live my life as if my life matters so much more than the bee or the ant or the antelope or the lion or whoever, I've lost sight. I've lost my way. Because what's true, and this was mentioned in Lion King even, when the lions have to hunt, they go hunt the antelope for food. That antelope is sustenance for that lion's family to sustain them and have vitality. Understandable. But when that lion passes away and they die in that safari, what happens to the lion? They just still rule? They still hunt? Or do they return to the earth and decompose like all bodies do? It's a vessel. We mortal, bro. These things gonna decompose one day. As good as we might look sometimes, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I'll be in the gym going crazy, but one day we gonna decompose. And when that lion decomposes, he returns to the earth, and guess what? His blood, his bones, his body, his nutrients, his fur, whatever it is going to help fertilize the ground that grows the grass that the antelopes will feast on for their sustenance and their vitality and their longevity. So guess what? Nobody's on top. It ain't no king of the nothing. There is no food chain. Grizzly bear, apex predator. Nothing above them in their habitat. But when that grizzly bear dies, the worm's gonna eat his flesh. Same with mine. Worm food. We are worm food. How dare we act like we're God and don't cherish every moment we have here? When I'm around people who don't look at life that way, I struggle. And I think that's why I have a hard time fitting in. Not that I want to. I'm not saying, once again, that everything gotta be super serious, because I think that enjoying your time here is crucial. The Bible says we should have life and life more abundantly. We're not put here just to suffer, right? We all go through suffering times. Past year I've been suffering, yo, but I've also enjoyed myself. Me spending time in nature, I'm enjoying myself, yo. I love being out here. There's nothing like breathing in fresh air, listening to the birds, listening to the bees, looking at leaves flutter around and the trees change colors, and all this is divine, yo. And I feel so connected to everything. And back to connecting to the earth, that when we die, we return to the earth. In Avatar, the Way of Water, when the son dies, they return him to the ocean so he can return to the earth and connect with Awa, but they put him in a fetal position like a baby, and it ties back into the circle of life, right? We're created, we're cultivated, and we grow in the womb, a sacred place, right? Closest place to heaven. And we come into the world and we live a life, we figure it out, or we try to, and then one day we pass on and we're back to nothingness, which is truthfully everything, and it's infinity. That's the goal, is to reach infinity, but to give the best that we can give while we're here. I guess my overall message is just that we must enjoy our lives, we must fulfill our lives, we must live the boldest, biggest lives we possibly can, and just give the best we have to the earth, because we don't know how long we get to do it, and every chance we get to do it is a beautiful opportunity to spread God's love, to be our best selves, to make the world just a little bit better. And I hope that with Buddha, moving on, and I know he's in eternal rest now. He's happy, he's peaceful, he's protected, he's cared for, he's cherished, he's loved, as he was here too. But a human love pales in comparison to God's. And I do know that, and I'm a firm believer that he is being loved more than he ever was as a mortal, now that he's in heaven and he's hanging out with the man upstairs. I'll never get over it. I'll never fully process it. I'll never truly understand why things happen to good people. I don't understand why I couldn't meet him in 2016, 2017, and 2022, he's gone. Question God about that a lot. I've been mad, I've been angry, trying to figure out, what was the point? I mean, what was the point? But I know everything has a reason and a purpose, and I will try not to question God. I'll try to trust in his plan and that he'll work it out in the end. Something wild that happens now is every time I see a fire truck, I get extremely uneasy because I think about it, how long that fire burned and how long he was in there, losing life, losing oxygen, and he didn't wake up that day thinking it was his last day on earth. It's a normal day. Go to work, come home, cook dinner, do your thing, chill, and it was over just like that. But when I hear a fire truck now, when I see a fire truck and the sirens are blaring and I see them speeding down the road trying to get to wherever they're getting to, and I know fire trucks don't only go out for fires, but it's the first thought I have is, damn. Having to make that trip to a burning building that burned for hours and not being able to rescue the person that was still in there because the fire was too big, was raging for too long at that point. Try not to think about it, it's morbid. But I journaled about my relationship with fire, and I'm a big candle guy. I light candles often, every day almost, and I look at the fire and I'm intrigued by it because fire, much like ego, I talked about ego is a fire. A fire can warm, it can nurture, it can cultivate, it can protect. Fire can also destroy. Fire can also ruin and devastate and kill. And it's all about balance. And there are good fires, there are fires that, you roast a marshmallow and you sit around the fire with your family or a bonfire with friends and you talk and you laugh and you reminisce. It's beautiful. It's so, so beautiful. But when it burns an apartment building down and a 26-year-old man doesn't make it out and his family now is without him forever, it's not so beautiful. When I was a sophomore in high school, going to my sophomore year, the day after we moved out of our apartment, ours got burnt down. And I remember how shaken up we were because we were gonna leave our cat Blackberry in there for the night, but we decided, let's take him to move to our new spot and we'll get everything else tomorrow. So the next day, when the house is burning down, we get the phone call like, y'all apartment's on fire. Like, apartment's on fire. Run over there, and my mom, I remember everything is pretty much done for. And I remember she came to tears thinking about, man, we almost left Blackberry in there. Just imagining the potential of our precious little kitten, our little cat, our homeboy being in that space where he couldn't escape and he had to meet his demise. It's a terrible thought. And for anybody to deal with it, animal or human, it's extremely devastating. In a weird way, sometimes me thinking about it in morbid terms kind of brings me more peace about it rather than running away from the thought of what actually occurred. I don't know if that's healthy or not. I was reflecting on Buddha the other day. I went to a silent retreat and it's with this men's group I go to from my church. Literally the goal was to sit in silence for 3 hours. I'd never done this for that long before. I meditate every day, I pray, I do my thing, I journal. But it was like, for 3 hours, whatever is present for you, do that in silence. So if you journal, if you take a nap because you don't rest enough, you need to recharge. If you just want to walk around the woods, it was in a nature preserve. So if you want to walk around and look at trees, right? You want to sit around a campfire because it was kind of cold out. One thing I did, which I kind of want to make a video more about, I chose to be very uncomfortable because the things that I was facing, and once again, tying back into the fact that I'm trying to appreciate life more and truly give my best to it, which means I have to face many things that I haven't faced for years. Things within myself, traumas, vices, things that are tearing me down and also put me at risk of hurting the people around me and being destructive to those around me who I care deeply for. I chose to be very uncomfortable because sitting for 3 hours in the quiet is not a comfortable thing. It's not easy to do. One of the scariest things you'll ever do is sit alone with your own thoughts. And so I chose, I got my journal with me. Matter of fact, so this is my album journal again. Sometimes life is beautiful because sometimes life is beautiful. And I think even when it's painful and not easy and it's tumultuous, I think it's still a beautiful experience because it's the only one that we get to our knowledge in this era of our existence. I opened my journal and I was just kind of writing and it was cold out, but it was funny because the more I wrote, it felt like a warmth rushed over me like a wave, and I wrote a poem about it. I got to think a lot about life and how empty I've been and how lost I've been, how disconnected I've been and disassociated. I don't feel like myself, and I'm trying at 29, almost 30 to figure out, well, I know life is ever changing. I know we're always going to be evolving and becoming different versions of ourselves. In particular, when life-changing occurrences happen, I understand that. But I just haven't felt like me, even in the midst of change. And I'm even wondering now, is my idea of what me is my perspective of what me is or who I am even accurate anymore? Do I know who I am anymore? And so I sit with my thoughts. I'm actually going to try it again tomorrow, maybe not 3 hours, but at least one. I've been journaling a little bit today. I'm going to do it more tomorrow, and I'm just going to chill because I'm trying to figure out this life thing, man. I don't understand anything. I'm an avid reader. I'm always learning. I'm a lifelong student. I study people. I read memoirs. I read books. I research. I do all of that. I'm very mindful of keeping my mind active and learning and always having a strong mind. But the smartest thing you can admit is that you know nothing. You know next to nothing about life. You know next to nothing about spirituality or God or what you're supposed to be doing or what life is supposed to be, how you're supposed to react to a loss, how you're supposed to heal and to grieve. I've noticed physical changes in myself. Like I've lost weight, bro. I'm still around 200 pounds, and I still look good in the gym. From the outside looking in, nobody could probably ever tell how bad I've been struggling, but my fitness is not what it used to be. I'm still in there as consistently, but I'm not as intense, right? My routine is not what it used to be. My diet is trash right now. I'm talking my diet is terrible. Things I've been doing the past year, I'll be 100% honest with y'all. Drinking soda, which I don't do. Drinking juice, eating chips. And I'm talking not just randomly on cheat meals. I'm talking multiple times a week. I've had soda, chips, brownies, cookies, ice cream. I'm lucky that genetically in my metabolism, whatever, and because I still work out a lot, y'all can't tell how bad it's affecting me, but my sleeping is way off. I don't sleep well at all. I don't wake up rested and recharged, and I'm really trying to bounce back. I'm moving to a new apartment, and I'm ready for a refresh, a restart, kind of a cleansing of everything I've been going through in that last spot, and trying to learn life again and do it a new way, and trying to simplify everything. I'm talking strip my life of all the extraneous nonsense and stressors and time wasters and mental space occupiers. I just want to be free. I ain't felt free in a long time, y'all. My battery's about to die, but I really want to send love to y'all. Rest in peace, Buddha. I don't know what this video is going to be. I hope it does something for somebody, but just know I really miss my brother, man. And because of that, I really want to honor his life and honor his legacy and continue to push and inspire y'all and send love to y'all. Because we all just trying to figure this thing out, man. And I know we will. That's all I got for y'all, man. I love you all, and Godspeed.